if a company just knows, hey, we've got to get on the AI bandwagon, and they're just like, hey, let's spend some money and buy some AI. That's literally what they say. We're to buy some AI.
Buy
So
some
they buy
AI.
a
Yep.
chat GPT and they're
Yeah.
like, and especially the ones that are doing it really wrong are the ones that are mandating, hey, you have to use this thing. And they they drop it on somebody's desk on Monday, and then by Friday they start having their paycheck is related to how much they're using this thing that they have no idea what it is. And there's gotta be some training involved, and they have to see the art of the possible. That's probably the words that I use too much. But I keep saying, no one told builders that they have to use a nail gun or that their
Right.
compensation would be based on how much they use their power tools. It's
Mm,
like you get it, you see it,
right.
this is a good thing. This is going to change my life.
Hmm.
And people start adopting it. So if you have to force people into adopting something, you're probably doing something wrong there.
Right.
And they need to figure out how it fits into their world. And they need to see that you're not intending to just buy a bunch of AI and lay them off in 6 months or 6 weeks or whatever. If you're not, and if you are, you probably shouldn't be.
Agreed.
And
Yeah.
figuring out a way, you've got these great people in great positions, you hired them for a reason, give them the tools and see how much further they can go
Yeah.
instead of saying, hey, we can replace a bunch of the workforce. It's like, hey, how can we get the workforce to build our business faster and make it better? Because these
Yeah.
are people that have been around for a while and they probably understand your business pretty well.
Yeah, I'm so happy to hear you say that. It's something that I've been actually pleasantly surprised by. I mean, our organization is filled with technologists and AI experts. And I mean, I've been speaking to literally hundreds over the last 9 months. And that is a constant refrain that it's such a missed opportunity for companies, for CEOs, for boards that are thinking about AI in terms of replacing humans. It's so refreshing and pleasantly surprising to hear that the AI experts going, "What? No, why? Why would you do
No,
that? Why would you don't get the like you don't get it. You don't get what it is we have at our disposal. You don't get what, this can do for us."
you buy a Ferrari, you make the Ferrari go faster. You don't say, hey, we don't need cars anymore, right?
Right.
So I could go on about continuous integration and automated testing all day long, and I frequently do, but that's one of the things that I'm really excited about is there's been this discussion that I've been involved in on LinkedIn, and people are like, oh, this is spewing out all this code way faster than we could review it. And
Hmm.
the truth is that people spit out code way faster than you can actually review it if you're actually thinking about it. Those architects that are at the top or the engineering leadership or whatever, they're the bottlenecks. They're designed to review like every line of code before it gets in. That's not happening. That never has happened. And then the problem is that they always feel scared, and then you have a production outage, and then there's always a banging the drum and a blame game going, how did you get this through the code review?
Right.
It's like, well, it was 11 o'clock at night on a Friday night. I had to get this thing in. We had to ship it out to production. They're expecting things that are literally not possible to run all that code through human beings. And
Yeah.
now they're generating code at this extended extreme rate, and now they're saying, hey, we can't possibly review this. Well, right, you never could in the
You
first
never
place.
could. Okay,
So let's build up these tools so that you can automatically review stuff. Let's use our tooling, but beyond that, the best way that we had code reviews with manual reviews with people is you get the whole team in and you have the person sit there and explain what they did. Well, you can tell the AI to do the same thing. You could say, explain this. What does it do? How can you make it better? Give me three different ways that you could have done it instead. And sometimes the AI goes, well, you know what? You're right. I could have done it better. The same way that humans do.
hmm
So you get all the people together, and it's even better that you can get a whole team together and they're all looking at what the AI is doing and they're all poking holes at it.
hmm
It's not like just because this computer has produced the code that it's going to be perfect or that it's going to be terrible. It's a cooperative process.
Yeah. So the problem that you pointed to with bad code, as you mentioned, it's not a new problem code that, makes it to production without having been reviewed or scrutinized properly. It's not a new problem. However, is it a bigger problem?
It's a bigger problem now because it's going faster.
Right.
We were on a
And
small stream and now we're on a giant river. We're on the Mississippi River.
yeah,
We're trying to suck all that up
well,
and
it's
make
more
sense out of
volume
that.
and faster. It's both.
Yeah. And not necessarily better. And one of the misunderstandings that people have is they're saying that, well, people don't have to understand the code. You absolutely do have to understand it. You don't have to understand like every single nail and nut and bolt that's going in, but you have to understand the basic direction that it's going. And if it's going north when you want it to be going south, you're like,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's a whole other area for discussion, isn't it? People who really have no coding experience whatsoever, who are now building with agentics, and they don't know what they don't know, and they don't know what good looks like, and they don't know if there's problems with the code. Am I right? Or what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that's one of the challenges that I think we're going to be seeing. We're already seeing it. We're already seeing it more and more is that everybody in an organization has a job to do, right? From the top level all the way down. And so if you give the people the tools that are not scared of them, they'll take the tools and they'll build out tools specifically for themselves. Now, some of those are going to be really good, and some of them might not necessarily be that great. And so suddenly you've got a 200-person organization that's got 400 small bespoke tools. None of them talk to each other. And then once the people start leaving, if the organization starts depending on the tools, there's no kind of maintenance. You have the brain drain because the person who built it went out the door. And the person who built it may have built it for a specific test case that they had in mind for that specific bespoke tool for, but then they didn't necessarily think that it might be used in a different way. And so somebody else comes in and they're like, well, this gave me the output, so it's probably right, but maybe it was never intended to be used that way. So you do need to have a certain amount of oversight and a view into what tools the organization has, what they're used for, who owns them, and how much, honestly, how much QA they've been through and how much support they need.